Whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Joellyn K, and this is my story about the JFK assassination. Funny, it chokes me up after all these years. I was 22 at the time, and I was a senior at Northern Michigan University. And that's in Marquette, Michigan. And actually, I was getting my hair fixed for my graduation portrait appointment, and so I was in the beauty parlor. And there was an announcement that came on the radio that he had been shot. And so people were very, very upset and anxious. And then a while later, when the announcement came that he was actually dead, it was, some people were just sobbing me. It was very, very, very difficult. We had a young president, many of us adored him. And it was very, very hard to take that in. And personally, you know, I was a young woman, and I had admired them very much. Jackie's style, they were just such a really cool couple, and I had never really, been too much aware of politics. I mean, we had Eisenhower for president, and he was like our grandpa. He was an old man and had been a general in World War II. But the Kennedys had so much charisma, and we had expected or hoped that he would have another term. And so it was a terrible shock, you know, to have this happen. An assassination is an awful thing. The assassination of a president is a hideous thing. It just throws everybody into turmoil. And the aftermath of that was television just really came into its own at that time. It was the first time that they covered things pretty much 24/7. And so we all saw this on our black and white TVs pretty much nonstop, and all weekend and into Monday, and the nation was in shock. We were all in shock. And like I said, I just always regretted that he didn't have a chance to have another term and to have time to develop some of the programs that he believed in. So a happier thing I'd like to talk about is the moon landing, and how proud we all were of that, and how it was a time when the whole world was truly united. When the first man stepped on the moon, it was just an incredible experience. And I happened to be in Japan at the time with my late husband. We had gone to a workshop with Dr. Suzuki on Suzuki violin, and we happened to tour the Sony factory shortly after that moon landing. And they had such a big part in building the equipment for that. They were very, very proud of it. And I watched a movie about this event, and it truly was like, I mean, the world was truly united in watching this. And I sure wish we could get back to that place, because it was wonderful, just the sense that one of us had actually, in fact, more than one actually was on the surface of the moon. I mean, just unreal. And so that was a very joyful event. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, because I'm very concerned about this, is how my schooling was. I grew up in a small town in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It was a little mining town. And our education, of course, public school, everything was provided, everything. Parents have to pay a bundle now to get school supplies before they start. We didn't even have to buy a pencil or an eraser. In fact, we were supposed to take some vitamin pills, something about the water, whatever, that was even provided. So everything was taken care of. Paper, pencils, books, all supplies were provided. And this was in the 50s. And when I went to college, I was a very good student. I was salutatorian of my class, so I was eligible for scholarships. And so I got some scholarships, and one of them was a state board scholarship, which the state of Michigan had at that time. And you could renew that scholarship if you kept your grades up, which I did. So that was a very big help. And once I decided to live on campus, I did get a job so I could help pay for staying in the dorm. But other than that, when I graduated from college, I had no debt. And it's really important that people know this, because now there's so many expenses involved with going to public schools that at times it's very difficult for families, and it hardly seems like they are truly public schools anymore. And young people are burdened with so much debt leaving college. We used to provide much more assistance and scholarships and so on. This should not be happening, in my opinion. I'm very grateful for the education that I had, for the buildings that my grandparents and other ancestors built, that I could go to school, that they cared that we would have this opportunity, because on one side, my paternal side, my grandparents came from Finland, and they wanted their children to have an opportunity, and then my parents wanted us to have an opportunity, and we did have that, and we were given the help. And I think this is the way it should be. We need to support our young people. And like I said, I'm very grateful that it was provided in my case. And I just think that this is what our country has been about, and we need to do this for our young people.
That was great. Thank you very much.